Hey everyone, this is Craig Ballantyne from TurbulenceTraining.com and TTFatLoss.com, and today you're going to see 3 bench press tips that helped me boost my bench press up to 310 pounds when it was at its max. Now I've dropped down 275-ish now, and I'll tell you why in a second. It'll be a bonus tip, so you get 3 tips plus the bonus. Now what really helped me back in the day was training twice a week on my bench press. And you may have read articles where people are training very heavy on one day and either with speed or high reps on another day. But what worked for me was something different. It was doing the sets of 3 to 5 near maximum on Mondays, and then doing a upper body workout in addition to that, so a lot of upper back, rowing, a little bit of assistance pressing, and then coming back on a Thursday and not doing high reps and not doing speed work, but doing 5 sets of 5 using a 8 repetition maximum. So that's a bit of a different way of doing things. It worked for me to go from 250-ish to 310, and that was my best program during that entire, I don't know, about 8 months it took me to do that. So that really worked best for me, and that's why I'm showing other people how to do it who aren't, 500-pound bench pressers. I don't know exactly what's going to work for you, but if you're under 300 pounds, try that system. Now, the second thing that worked for me was doing something called board presses, where you have a reduced range of motion. You can look that up on Google. You see what board presses are. You can do 3, 4, 2 board presses, all that type of stuff. Now, you can also do rack lockout, but the problem is, if you can just follow me over here, when you're doing a rack lockout, you have 2 pins, and when one side comes down and hits the pin first, the other side's going to wobble. So pin presses, they're okay, but they're not the best. But that leaves us with a dilemma in that if you're training by yourself, how are you going to do board presses? Well, I've got a goofy solution for you, and it involves a foam roller. So what I do is I wear 2 shirts to the gym, I tuck the foam roller underneath one of the shirts, and I can do a simulated board press on my own. Here's how it looks. It's goofy, and some guys are probably going to think I'm an idiot for doing it, but it really did help me. So slide that foam roller underneath, get in position, strong bench position, shoulder blades together. I use a slightly narrower grip than the outside rings, so I bring it in. It's a stronger position for me and easier on my shoulders. Unrack the weight. Keep the shoulder blades tucked together. Elbows tucked in. Pull that bar apart. Drop down to the foam roller. Drive up. So that reduced range of motion without bouncing off pins on each side allowed me to overload my bench press, and so I was able to build up heavier strength, build up my tricep strength quite a bit, and adding in that 5 sets of 5 later in the week with a full range of motion bench press. Those 2 combined are what helped me build up my strength. Now, I used heavy full range of motion bench presses cycled in as well, but sometimes I use that board press or foam press system. Tip number 3 is simply having a plan, an excellent plan, a well thought out plan that not only addresses your strength, but also addresses preventing injury in the shoulder, which is going to be your main problem when you're benching even just once a week. And so what I've done, as I mentioned, I had a narrower grip. I wasn't all the way out here. I'm here. That's where I'm stronger. Allows me to tuck my elbows into the side and avoid bodybuilder bench presses, which are way out and externally rotated, which can really stretch the chest, leading to problems in the pecs, but also really externally rotate the shoulder and screw up your shoulder big time. So if you're going to bench press, I recommend you plan smartly so that you minimize the overuse that can come with it. Plus, in your training, you want to make sure you do lots of rowing, upper back exercises, and minimize the amount of unnecessary pressing. So I hear about guys doing 5 chest exercises at the gym. It's not a good idea. Much better to split your workouts up. Like for me, I was only doing 3 pressing exercises in a week. I was doing 2 on Monday and 1 on Friday. It sounds like, when you're bench pressing twice a week or pressing twice a week, it sounds like overuse. But it's much better to split it up smartly with lots of rowing than to do 5 chest exercises in one day. That's not a good way to get a bigger bench or to have safe shoulders. So that was the 3rd tip. And now here's the reason why I'm not as strong now. One of the reasons why. Maybe because I'm a little older, a little beat up from some of the stupid stuff that I do. I don't have a training partner. I used to have a training partner back then. That's when I was strongest. And so I recommend that you get a training partner. A good program with a training partner is going to be better than a great training program done on your own. And going back to that planning, I'll just add one more thing. Don't try and do a bunch of crazy stuff on your off days. That's what's gotten me into trouble over the years. I'll be training for heavy bench or heavy deadlift, and then try and throw in kettlebell, and then try and throw in excess body weight stuff. I get a little bit too ambitious, and because I don't stick to my plan, my prioritized goals, I end up with some overuse injuries, and I have to go to the chiropractor and get ART, which is awesome, and you should get that. That's part of your smart plan for benching. But if you do too much outside, then you're going to get injured in the gym. So, training system of heavy pressing, some other type of repetition pressing, having a plan, possibly using the board press, having a training partner, and being smart. And that's how you boost your bench press safely if that's your goal. I'm Craig Ballantyne from TurbulenceTraining.com, TTFatLoss.com. Let us know if that series of video helped you with your bench press and increase your strength, helped you add some chest muscle. Let us know on the blog or just here underneath in the comments section. Thanks everyone. Talk to you soon. See you later.